Hi, Joe.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Good.
Well, thank you for taking the time to do this. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited that you're interested in this. It's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, I'm pumped. As a Hawkeye fan, it's always fun to get to interview you guys. So I watched you play at Muscatine, too. So it's I've followed you for a really long time, so it's cool to get to talk to you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right. So you want to get into the interview here?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. So we all know you're a great basketball player for the Iowa Hawkeyes. And going back into your childhood, how did you get into basketball?
I would say just my dad kind of started me when I was young. Just made a hoop outside in the driveway. Just was always shooting on that and just playing with my brothers. And then I started playing Y basketball in second or third grade, and then started playing travel in third with just a local team, and then just kind of continued to grow. I started playing AAU in either fourth or fifth grade with the Barnstormers, and then my love for basketball just continued to grow as I got older.
Yeah, and so I watched your journey for Big Ten Network, and it mentioned a lot you spending time at the YMCA almost every day. Just you had this little shooting routine. Just what were those days at the Y like for you?
Usually it would just be like going over there after school. Sometimes my grandpa would come over and rebound, or just by myself. And I was like during school. I know you're probably not supposed to, but I was always on my phone, like in my notes section, writing down like my workout routine for the day, like how many shots I'm gonna do of this, ball handling. Because I was always the person that when I'm at the gym, I wanted to be very efficient and make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be, and not just kind of going in there and throwing up threes and half court shots and stuff like that. Because I was focused on what goals I had in mind, and so I was kind of just focused on what my plan and routine was, and that was my just kind of my goal each day was to accomplish what I had planned out.
Well, that's much better than I do. I go straight to the 3 point line. Yeah,
That's
probably
what a
not
lot
the
of people
best.
do.
Yeah. So you had a bunch of attention on you in high school as you were one of the top players in Iowa. You broke a bunch of records, and with being a Hawkeye commit from early on, like I know even me and my dad went to see you when you played against Bettendorf. And so with all that attention on you, what allowed you to come through under pressure?
Um, for me, it was just kind of always just ignoring that pressure, just trusting in my preparation and all the work that I put in, and realizing that I feel like I was working harder than everyone else, and seeing that come to fruition on the floor, and just kind of ignoring that pressure. It was kind of the same thing that happened to me my freshman year at Iowa. I knew that those expectations were going to be there because everyone knew that I was a kid from Iowa with leading scorer in 4A, things like that, and that pressure is kind of just has always been on me, and it's just kind of ignoring that pressure and just focusing on and just relying on that preparation, like I said.
So, what were some of your favorite high school basketball memories?
I would say one was definitely my sophomore year when I hit a game winner against PV, and then definitely my senior year, just being able to make the state tournament was something that Muscatine hadn't done in 16 years, and that was one of my biggest goals in high school was getting us back to the state tournament. So I would say that was definitely number one.
And was that PV game in state?
No, the one I'm talking is it was in Muscatine.
Oh, because
They were
I
just ranked number one in the state at the time. Like it was in the middle of the season.
oh
Um,
yeah, I
mhm.
saw you play against PV in sub-state at Bettendorf.
Oh yeah, yep,
Yeah, and
got
then
that one.
that Wells Fargo Arena, that place is awesome. I got to broadcast for North Scott there for the
Oh
playoffs
sweet.
this year, so that place is really amazing. And so you grew up a Hawkeye fan, and this is definitely a dream come true. Just walk us through that moment and what was going through your head when Fran McCaffrey offered you a scholarship.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of just always grew up wanting to play for Iowa. Always grew up a Hawkeye fan. Um, and so at the end of the day, when he offered me a scholarship, I think it took maybe 2 weeks before I committed. And looking back, I know that a lot of guys like to. It would have been cool to see kind of all the scholarship offers that I could have gotten, and 20 plus, like however many schools would have offered me. But at the end of the day, you only go to one school. and I knew that that one school was going to be Iowa. So I just decided to end the process early and commit to Coach McCaffrey. And I was just really excited to play for the home state, compete for the Hawks.
Yeah, and I was looking at your recruiting profile yesterday, and I'm like, wait, he was only offered by 4 teams, and I see how you committed right when they offered you. And I was like, wow, that's interesting. You don't see that much.
Yeah.
And so it really shows how much passion you have for the Hawkeyes. And another dream scenario for you, your first game as a Hawkeye. Can you just walk us through that experience?
I mean, it was just extremely exciting. I'd been looking forward to that moment for a long time, and just being able to put on the Iowa uniform and walk out of the tunnel and take the court on Carver in front of all the fans is definitely something I'll remember forever.
Yeah, and so when you're playing games, you always like straight-faced. I don't know how you do it. Just where does that come from?
I don't know. I've just been always been kind of a guy that doesn't show a lot of emotions. Kind of keeps it inside to myself. I think as my years have gone on, I'm starting to show a little bit more. But I've always kind of tried to let my game do the talking and just go out there and compete.
Yeah, and I remember there was one dunk last year where you like did a little flex or something. And me and my mom were like, "Wait, was that Joe?" And like, So, and another time you would have showed emotion is your buzzer beater against Rutgers. One of, like, if you think about Joe Wieskamp at Iowa, that's definitely, goes right to that. What was going through your head after you hit that shot?
It was crazy. I mean, just looking back, I don't even remember a lot of it. I was just like, it was so crazy, and obviously like 3 seconds left, and just realizing I had to get the shot off really quick. Looking back, like the shot didn't even feel good coming off my hands. I just kind of caught it and threw it up there as quick as I could, and luckily it went in. And then just a lot of excitement afterwards.
Yeah, and I know Connor he plays baseball. I got to interview him. Really, really great kid, and I remember that pass looked off, and I was like, oh no, and then suddenly I looked back up, and suddenly you guys were celebrating. I didn't even see it until the replay. That was really crazy as a fan to watch. And so the Big Ten, it has so many great, stadiums, atmospheres, and I'm just wondering, what are some of your favorite places to play?
That's a really, really good question. Even though it's really tough to win there, I would say Michigan State's just a really cool environment. The student sections wrapped around the court, the first couple of rows, so you can definitely feel the energy from them. I'm trying to think of what else. Just Carver is my favorite, obviously, is being on the home course. It's pretty tough to win in the Big Ten on the road. So, yeah.
Yeah, I know Nicholas Bear and Connor both mentioned Indiana. That is a really unique place that I've seen on TV. I've always wanted to go to a game there.
I would say Indiana too.
Yeah, and so last year you guys dealt with a bunch of injuries, but still had a great season. And, we're looking really good in the tournament. Just what allowed you guys to pull through the adversity and still have a successful season?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely had some adversity. We got a couple guys get injured early on in the season. With Jordan, we went out with his hip, and Jack with his ACL. Patrick having to redshirt because of some illness. Those are 3 really good players that we thought we were going to be able to have, and obviously didn't. But it's just next man up mentality. We had guys step up, Riley Till when he needed to play, and Bakari, and guys like that. They just kind of stepped up, and we just kept competing throughout. We realized that we got 5 guys in the court. They have 5 guys in the court, and just go out there and play hard and compete and trust in your coaching staff, trust in the guy playing right next to you, and that's just kind of was our mindset.
So after that, you guys have big expectations set for you this year. Illinois also in the conference. That's going to be a fun game to watch this year, and I'm sure for you to play. Just how are you guys looking to cash in on one of the most promising looking seasons in Iowa history?
Yeah, right now we're kind of focused on just getting better each and every day. Obviously, we have those big goals of winning the Big Ten tournament, NCAA tournament, things like that. But those things are in March or even further on. Who knows? So we just have to focus on getting better each and every day. Not worrying about those expectations, just kind of ignoring that, like I talked about earlier, and just focusing on ourselves. We don't know who we're going to play this season. The game could be canceled the week of. We just don't know what's going to happen. So it's just focusing on getting better each and every day.
Yeah, and so you got Gonzaga coming up here. I think it's next week, in Sioux Falls.
It's December 19th.
December 19th. Oh, I thought it was November 19th.
Uh-huh.
But so that's going to be a really great game to watch. I'm excited for that. And so, but that's going to for sure, bring some memories for you. But you've played in a lot of other games. What are some of your favorite, memories, moments as your time as a Hawkeye so far?
Obviously Rutgers, that game-winning shot is definitely going to stand in my mind right away. But I would say number two would be at home against Michigan, my freshman year when we beat them and the crowd rushed the court. That was definitely awesome.
Yeah, and sorry, I got my dog he's going along with us right
no worries. What kind of dog do you have?
It's Pomapoo, like Pomeranian Poodle. His name is Oreo.
Okay.
He's looks like an Oreo, so why not?
I have a golden retriever, so I love dogs.
Oh, I wanted to name him Wrigley. I'm a big Cubs fan. So to close out the interview, I do some would you rather questions. So
Okay.
one of these are gonna be like that. So would you be up for it?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So start off. Would you rather watch a football or baseball game?
Football, for sure.
Those are fun.
Baseball's a little too long for me and dragged out.
As I've grown older, it's gotten a little harder to watch because it's so long. But I still love baseball. But football, that's really fun to watch. So, would you rather eat Mexican or Italian food?
Italian. I'm a big pasta guy.
I'm with you there. And would you rather listen to rap or country music?
Big time country.
That's what I'm not going to go with.
I'm probably one of the few on the team that is that way, but I always listen to country.
All right, so that's all the questions I have. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's awesome that you're doing this. I'm glad that we were able to make this work.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you again.
Yeah, absolutely. Just keep working hard, man. It's awesome.
All right, you too. Can't wait to watch you this season.
All right. Sounds good. We'll see you later. Have a good day.
You too.